Skip. I know you were itching to jump in on this one, but let me let Shannon go first real quick. How much better, Shannon, will Mike McCarthy's play calling make this offense?
You know what, Skip? When Kellen was calling them plays and they was leading the league in points and yards, play calling wasn't an issue.
No.
Play calling became an issue when they lost or when Dak started turning the ball over. Now, you know he missed 5 games, right, Skip? With a fractured thumb. Dak tied for the league in interception with 15 and pick sixes. He finished with a career-high 17 interceptions if you include those in the playoffs.
Yep.
Dak turnovers happened at the most inopportune, the absolute worst time.
Yep.
Hence, 49ers. They going in to score. Look like they about to get control of the game, Skip. And guess what? What did Dak do? Right on cue.
Right on.
Look who?
Yeah.
We saw him against Washington the last game. Like, Dak, what are you doing?
Yep.
Look, I get it. You want to blame Kellen Moore where he didn't run the ball enough, and Kellen Moore is interested in stats and lighting up the scoreboard. When you lighting up the scoreboard, when you scoring 40 points and Dak was throwing for 400 yards, I ain't hear not one person say. As a matter of fact, Jerry Jones, he praised, kudos on Kellen Moore and the play calling that he was doing.
Did he?
Now, all of a sudden, Dak looked like some stir-fry part of last year. That Kellen Moore fault. So I want to know whose fault is going to be Kellen Moore. Hey, Dak, I want you to throw an interception on 2. Ready? Break. Aim to play Kellen Moore call. Stop blaming Kellen Moore. Dak has to do a better job of taking care of the football.
Yeah.
And guess what? You about to find out how much the play calling impacts that.
I am bullish on this move to Mike McCarthy because, for once, I'm going to know what Mike McCarthy actually does next year. He calls plays. And I will say this. For the 13 years he coached in Green Bay, for most of those years, he called the plays for Brett Favre, and then he called them for Aaron Rodgers. He even called plays through a whole Super Bowl season in which they went on the road as a wild card team and went boom, 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 championship at Jerry World. Of all places, at Jerry World, he and Aaron Rodgers, mostly Aaron Rodgers, won the championship. But he was calling all the plays. Was it just because Aaron could execute them at a higher level than most quarterbacks could at that point in his career? Yeah, I'll give you that. But I want to see if he can turn Dak around by often taking the ball out of Dak's hands, because he has already been on the record. Mike McCarthy, I am committed to running the damn football. I'm good with it because Tony Pollard is already back out on the field at the OTAs from his surgery.
Okay.
Does that bode well? They say he's going to be full speed, 100%
by the time
but at least by the time the season starts.
Oh, season's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They added Ronald Jones. He's just a workhorse back, but he's a banger, and I'm happy with the depth there. They still got Malik, and now they've added. I told you the steal of the draft to me came in the 6th round when they scooped up Deuce Vaughn. He's a little big man. We can go round and round, back and forth about is he all that? He's all that. I've seen him against high enough level competition, even against Alabama in the bowl game. They couldn't stop him. He put up 150 against Alabama. Maybe Alabama's heart wasn't in the game. You can argue. but still, Shannon, he can play. He can play slot receiver. He can run between the tackles. He's just a little dynamo. Dynamite does come in smaller packages, and he's dynamite.
Right.
So I'm going to love the electricity that he brings to the offense because he's going to become a big fan favorite right out of the box because you know this, running backs of all the positions, they will translate quickly.
Absolutely.
In fact, as I look back on Zeke's career with Dallas, his best year by far was his rookie year. He dominated. He took the league over. He took the league by storm. He led them more. Again, I'll be the first to admit, I was skewed on this. I'm all about Dak. Dak's having the greatest rookie year I'd ever seen a quarterback have. Well, he had that guy doing that for him. And remember, Zeke was running it and catching it and running it. And you remember that fateful game at Pittsburgh when he took one to the house. Woo. Okay, so I saw that happen. I saw them go 13-3 and have home field advantage all the way through the playoffs, and then I saw them lose to Aaron Rodgers in their first home playoff game. I just want to see that style of football return, and I think Mike will bang away. I think we'll see a lot heavier run influence, that they'll be a little more Raven-like, if you will, than they've been. Under Kellen Moore, it was sis, boom, ba, snap, crackle, pop. It was a lot of throws.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. What happens when you get behind and Dak has to throw, and you're asking him to throw more than you want?
Hopefully you don't. I mean, I give you that if you get behind. Maybe you start to forge leads and you grind people down into sawdust with your running game.
Are you going to go as far as Mike and the Marauders take you?
Well, again, that's my calling card.
Okay.
And when you bring in Stephon Gilmore as still a top 5 corner, all of a sudden you've solidified everything to me because that was the weak link on the defense. You fixed your weakest link.
That might have been your calling card, but Dak wrote down the wrong number.
Okay, well, I got it. But he didn't have a real speed receiver, and they went and got Brandon Cooks, who's a legitimate, veteran, proven, made man of a deep threat.
How about you have Michael Gallup?
Okay, well, he's coming off total knee reconstruction, and he's talking now. I feel a lot stronger and quicker than I did a year ago. Okay? So, again, you've got CeeDee Lamb. We're going to talk about the receiver rankings. He's a top 10. Pro Football Focus has him as the 8th receiver. Okay, whatever. He's a top 10 receiver. He's still a 1 to me, and Brandon Cooks is going to make him a better 1. And if you split it, listen, Tony Pollard can really catch it and run it. You know that, and I know that.
Yeah.
Deuce Vaughn, listen, I watched Kansas State, unfortunately, a whole lot because they terrorized my Oklahoma Sooners. He is most lethal when they split him out and put him in the slot because you can't cover him. He's just quick. He's cartoon quick.
Right.
And he can really catch it. So if you start to feature Tony Pollard and Deuce out of the backfield more, in the slot more, I'm just saying the weapons are there. There are more weapons than they had a year ago. They were a little one-dimensional last year as more of a throwing offense because they kept going back to the Zeke well, and it was dry, right? How many times did they 1 yard in a cloud of dust to Ezekiel Elliott? And I still love him, but he hit the wall he used to try to run through. Okay? So what's not to like about at least Mike McCarthy is a new voice. In fact, he's such a new voice.
But you don't like his voice.
Okay, well, he's a blue-collar Pittsburgh. Do you know that Pittsburgh accent?
I do.
Dave Wonstadt, my friend Dave, you just hear it.
Yeah.
Well, that's Dak's saying, I'm hearing it in my ear. I can't even, it's like a foreign language. Like, what? And they'll figure that part out. But listen, there was a time covering this league the way I did cover it, but back in those first couple of years with Aaron Rodgers, people around the league were saying Mike McCarthy, you know how people overreact, but they were saying Mike McCarthy's a play-calling genius. And he earned his spurs around the league, calling plays in San Francisco, and he came up in Kansas City with Paul Hackett. He was a play caller by trade. Okay, might as well try it. Might as well get your money out of him because I'm not sure what he used to do.
So how did play calling work in Dak's absence? When last year, when Dak missed 5 games, they went 4-1. How was the play calling?
Yeah, okay.
And
that was about Cooper Rush, and it was about low risk, higher reward.
Did he call the plays himself, or was that Kellen Moore?
That was Kellen Moore.
Okay, here's the thing. But how about this right here? Tell me this, because I remember Jerry Jones says, turnovers is not in Dak's DNA. He said that, right? Okay. In the last 3 seasons, Dak, 33 regular season games. In those 33 starts, he's thrown 29 interceptions.
Yep.
He's fumbled the ball 21 times. He's lost 10. So that's 39 turnovers in 33 games, including 28 in one-score games. So I ask you, Mr. Bayless.
Yes.
Is turnovers in Dak Prescott's DNA?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They were in his DNA if you watched him at Tuscaloosa when he was at Mississippi State. Go back and check that film out. See how many times he turned it over against Bama when
that was the number 1 team.
Mississippi, they vaulted to number 1 in the nation.
Yeah, they did.
And they go to Tuscaloosa. That's a graveyard for number 1 teams, right?
Yes.
Nope. Were they good enough? No, they weren't good enough. Was he a very good college player? Yes, he was.
Right.
But he was more of a dual threat.
Right.
Okay. I give you all that. I don't argue with it. I'm not a big fan of his for all those reasons. But there are ways to work around him, even though you say it's the most important position. It is.
Yeah.
Times 10, it's the most
Why
important
we got to work around a man making $40 million?
Okay. There is a way to run the football and play defense in this day and age and still be a very good team. Maybe not a great one, maybe not win the Super Bowl, but maybe get to the NFC Championship. Do I see them getting there? I give them high possibilities. I'd already predicted on my podcast. I see them getting to play San Francisco in the NFC Championship.
You do realize that going to be wanting a contract extension, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And for a guy that you got to play around.
He's already hurt us enough cap-wise.
No.
Yep.
Get ready to be hurt some more.
Yeah. you know, it's very possible Jerry should have just cut bait with that.
Man, then you gonna talk about hold on, you say you want Jerry to cut bait with him. Now
What is Dak? What is he? He's a top 15 quarterback.
Yes.
Okay, so there are 32. So it's
He's middle of the pack Dak.
Middle of the pack Dak. Okay, I give you that. Not bad, not great. Okay. Can you get better than that? You could. Maybe got to get a little lucky, but again, you also have to have guts to plunge and see if you can improve on
now
that.
the man want to get rid of Dak after you done made a compelling.
Okay, well, I said it then. I was saying it then. Remember, Brady was going to be on the market. I said, just go get Brady for 2 years. Guess
But
what he did in Tampa?
you know that wasn't gonna work.
Brady and Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. How that gonna work? That man, you think Jerry turning control over to the Cowboys to anybody?
Or the face of the Cowboys over to anybody.
Stop.
Okay, I got it. I think you're a little afraid of this up and coming new Cowboy team. I think
Skip.
I think you got some fear in your heart of hearts.
It's Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen. You know the movie?
Do I?
Yes.
I know 5 championships. I know that movie.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
There've been 27 of them. What happened?
North Dallas 40. That's a real movie. What happened? They were great.
Don't say great in Cowboys since 95, okay? That's the last time y'all been great, okay?
Well, we have a great legacy, and we are going to polish our legacy this year.
What about future? Right, the legacy's already happened. What about the future?
We'll see.
I got
an NFC championship game this year.
You said that last year.
It's the first time since 1995 season. We are going to be back in it.
You just said that last year.
Okay, well, we were almost there.
You
Cowboys
almost
offense
like 2
was
rounds.
good for
Exactly.
355 yards a game last season, guys. That was 11th in the NFL. We'll see if Mike McCarthy can improve that. Skip will be on the edge of his seat, I know.
No, I'll be under my
All
seat.
right. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.